Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. Today we are going to be looking at something that I think we can all relate to,
Yeah.
and that is texting fails.
Yes.
Those moments where you hit send and immediately regret it.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to be taking a look at them through a couple of different lenses.
Okay.
We've got a book called Text Call,
Hmm.
and it's a collection of real-life texting fails.
Wow.
And then we also have some examples that we've generated using AI.
Interesting.
So we can kind of see, can AI really replicate human error
Yeah.
in these kinds of situations?
That's fascinating.
So let's just dive right in.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting about text calling is that a lot of the examples in here,
Mm-hmm.
we've all been there.
Right?
Like accidentally sending that "I love you" to the wrong person.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The classic.
It's so relatable.
Like, we've all had those moments where we're like, oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Like, why did I send that to the wrong person?
Like, my boss does not need to know that I love them.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, and then there are those moments where, autocorrect just decides to completely rewrite your message.
Oh, yes.
And it ends up being something completely different.
Yeah, or like those typos that completely change the meaning
Oh,
of what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
I mean, it's those kinds of things that are just like so funny.
Yes.
Because it's the element of surprise.
Yeah.
It's that unexpectedness. And I think it's also relatable.
Uh-huh.
We all make mistakes,
Yeah.
especially with technology.
Especially.
I feel like technology is designed to almost trip us up sometimes.
Yes, it is.
It's like it's waiting for us to make a mistake.
It really is.
And I think there's also just that humor in the contrast
Yeah.
between what we intend to say
Yeah.
and what actually comes out in the text message.
Right. And sometimes those things are just so cringy.
Oh, yeah.
But also hilarious.
Yep.
But let's talk a little bit about the AI side of this.
Okay, yeah.
Because it's one thing for humans to make these kinds of mistakes.
Right.
But can a machine really capture that same kind of awkwardness,
Yeah.
that same comedic timing
It's a good question.
when it comes to these texting fails?
Well, it's actually quite surprising because, AI language models, they're trained on massive amounts of data of human language, right?
Yeah.
And they've gotten really good
Right.
at mimicking our patterns of communication, including our errors.
So they're not just generating like random typos.
Right.
They're actually replicating specific types of errors
Exactly.
that humans make.
Like those grammatical slip-ups
Yeah.
or, those weird autocorrect substitutions that we've all seen.
That make you just go, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what really surprised me when I first started looking at AI-generated texting fails was just how precisely it could replicate certain errors.
Okay.
Like, for example, AI models often mix up homophones.
Yeah.
Like, there, and there,
Right.
just like humans do.
Right. It seems like that would be easy for a computer to get right.
You would think so, right?
Yeah.
But it's interesting because it suggests that these errors
Yeah.
aren't entirely random.
Okay.
They actually stem from predictable patterns in how our brains process language.
So it's almost like AI is holding up this mirror
It is.
to like our linguistic quirks
Yeah.
and vulnerabilities.
And it makes you wonder, is AI becoming more human-like?
Right.
Or are we just more predictable than we realize? I think that's
The big question.
It's a really big question.
Yeah.
Because on one hand, you have AI mimicking these errors,
Yeah.
which could mean that it's gaining a deeper understanding of human language, how we think.
Right.
But then at the same time, it's kind of highlighting that, we do have these patterns and these biases in how we communicate.
Yeah.
And that AI can learn and exploit those.
Which is a little unsettling.
It is a little bit unsettling.
When you think about it.
Yeah, Len.
That even our mistakes
Right.
are predictable.
To a certain extent, yeah.
To some extent. Yeah.
Like AI is figuring us out.
Yeah. And I think that raises even more questions.
Yeah.
About the future of communication.
Absolutely.
Especially as AI becomes more and more integrated into our lives.
Yeah, like, are we going to get to a point where we can't even tell the difference between a message written by a human and one written by AI?
Even if they have mistakes in them.
Yeah, even if they're flawed.
Yeah.
It's fascinating to think about.
Right. And what does that mean for trust?
Exactly.
Right? Like, if we can't tell the difference, how do we know what to believe?
Yeah, that's a big one.
It's interesting. We started out talking about texting fails
Yeah, we did.
and, kind of laughing at these funny little blunders.
Yeah.
But it's really opened up
It had.
all of these,
Yeah.
thought-provoking questions about language,
Yeah.
technology, and even what it means to be human.
Absolutely.
And I think it's really important to keep these things in mind
Yeah,
as we navigate this this digital world.
more and more on digital communication.
Yeah.
I think it's important to remember
Yeah.
that clarity and precision and authenticity, they're more important than ever.
Right.
A simple proofread,
Yeah.
double checking who you're sending that message to
Yes.
can go a long way
Yes.
in preventing, those awkward texting fails.
Or awkwardness.
That could potentially be damaging.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And I think it's also important to,
Yeah.
embrace the humor.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Because I think
Yeah.
at the end of the day,
Yeah.
we're all human.
We are.
We all make mistakes.
We do.
And sometimes those mistakes can be pretty funny.
They can be hilarious.
Yeah.
So
thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
yeah, this was a good one.
I hope you enjoyed it. And we'll see you next time.
See you later.
Bye!